Hi friends, the Apex Legends Season 13 patch notes are officially here. Now I know everyone's got a pretty good idea of what's coming, but I thought I'd run through the full patch notes anyway, so you know exactly what to expect in Season 13. So let's jump into it. As you can see, this is the Apex Legends Saviors patch notes. Obviously we've got the new legend Newcastle. There's a whole bunch of lore behind this new legend. Check out my backstory video if you want to know the full details. We know Newcastle's passive, tactical and ultimate. So the passive is the ability to drag allies as you revive and protect them with your revive shield, and this revive shield also uses your knockdown shield. The tactical is the mobile shield, so you get to throw a controllable drone that creates a moving energy shield. And obviously the ultimate is castle wall, leap to an ally or target area and slam down, creating a fortified stronghold. I will do a full tutorial on how to play Newcastle when Season 13 launches, so don't worry, I've got you covered for that. Of course, we've also got the monstrous map updates. I won't go through it in detail, but put simply, we've got a new POI which you can see here, which is the new beast on Storm Point. We've also got a new PvE feature which it mentions here, and this is around the new IMC armories because you'll get to face off against spectres for some smart loot. I did a whole video on the full map updates which you can check out by clicking the eye icon in the top right of your screen. Map rotation, so this bit's interesting. The map rotation for the season for Saviors will be Storm Point, Olympus and World's Edge. That's awesome, we're getting World's Edge back. We're also removing the longer 2-hour rotation block. We felt that could be too long considering it could span the whole play session for some people. Yes, that's such a good change as well. I'm super happy we've got World's Edge back. It's definitely one of my favourite maps. Ranked Reloaded. So my first video for Season 13 on Tuesday is going to be all about Ranked. I've got the full breakdown of how the rank system works for you, with lots of good examples and good tables showing you exactly how you earn RP. So keep a lookout for that video. But yeah, there's some definitely good changes for Ranked. And some of the key points to think about for Ranked are, they've added tier demotions, so you can actually drop a tier, but you don't really need to worry about it because your rewards will always be for your highest tier, just like it is in arena mode. So you don't need to worry too much about demotions. Also, entry costs have been adjusted, and the way ranked points work are completely different as well. So like I said, keep a lookout for my video on Tuesday and you'll get to learn exactly how ranked works. These are the good bits now. Let's get into the balance updates. Fortified Legends. Fortified no longer reduces headshot damage. That's quite a big one. So as a fortified legend, so basically Gibraltar, Caustic, and obviously the new Newcastle, they would get a 15% reduction in headshot damage. So that no longer happens now. Crafting rotation. So the flatline and longbow come out of the crafter and are now floor loot, and then Rampage and the 301 go into the crafter. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It does mean if you're big fans of these guns, it should be easier for you to get hold of them. You don't need to look on the floor anymore, you just need to land in a point of interest with a crafter, and you guarantee yourself an R301 or a Rampage. Gold weapons. So the gold weapons for this season are going to be the Eva 8, the bow, the flatline, the P2020 and the Spitfire. Helmets buff. Blue helmets headshot damage reduction increased from 40% to 50%, and purple helmet headshot damage reduction increased from 50% to 65%. These are quite big increases. Certainly this purple headshot damage is a big increase. And actually when we talked about the Fortified Legend nerf, I think this helmet buff kind of offsets some of this nerf. This one's an interesting one. They've nerfed the Kraber. So headshot multiplier is down from 3 to 2, and the damage reduction from 145 to 140 base value. So this means for a body shot it does 140 damage, and for a headshot without a helmet, it will do 280 damage. But when you start adding in the helmet, especially this buffed helmet, you're going to start noticing if you've got a red Evo shield and a purple helmet, the Kraber's no longer one-shot. But I do think this could be a good thing because being one-shotted by the Kraber was just annoying, so now this should help with that. They've also nerfed the Rampage, so the reload time has been increased from 2.6 to 3.1, and they've slightly increased handling times. Moving on to the L-Star, they have nerfed the L-Star as well, and you'll notice a theme here because they've actually nerfed all of the LMGs in a way. So L-Stars, they've had their headshots reduced, the multiplier's gone down from 1.75 to 1.5, they've also reduced the headshot distance from 64 to 57, and the overheat cooldown time has been increased from 2.5 to 3.6, and they slightly increased the handling times, so this is essentially a big nerf for the L-Star. Moving on, like the other LMGs, the Devotion has also had a nerf, so damage has been reduced from 16 to 15. They've also reduced headshot damage multiplier from 1.75 to 1.5, and this is in line with the L-Star. They've also reduced headshot distance, again much like the L-Star, from 64 to 57. They've made a few additional nerfs to the Devotion as well. Just all round they've made it much slower to use the Devotion, but they've also nerfed the amount of damage it does. So I think you should find the Devotion next season isn't as powerful. The Havoc, they've improved recoil at the start of the pattern, so this should make the Havoc a little easier to use. Dual Shell, they've removed Dual Shell from floor loot and crafting bundles, and it relates to this bit down below because you can see the Mastiff has moved into the crate. So that's why they've removed the dual shell. Before I talk about crate weapons, the Mozambique and Peacekeeper, they've increased limb damage from 0.8 to 1. So again, a little buff there for Mozambique and Peacekeeper users. I mentioned the crate weapons, so this is the care package that drops. The Spitfire is now back to floor loot, and the Mastiff now goes into the care package, and it has had a buff which you'll get to see down a little bit later. The Spitfire, much like the other LMGs, has been nerfed, and this was necessary as well because don't forget the Spitfire's coming out of the care package. They've decreased the damage from 19 to 18. I'm not gonna lie, I still think 18 is pretty high for the Spitfire. We'll have to see how that plays out. Also, the purple and gold magazine capacity has been reduced from 55 to 50. Again, that's still pretty high. I think they might do another nerf to the Spitfire after this. Additionally, crouched hipfire spread has increased. They've removed the barrel attachments for the Spitfire. This means there's going to be a lot more recoil when you're using the Spitfire. Reduced headshot damage multiplier from 1.75 to 1.5. Again, that, along with the reduction in the distance, is exactly the same as we saw with the L-Star and the Devotion. Additionally, they've increased the reload time for the Spitfire from 3.2 to 3.4. And they've also changed the draw and the holster, as well as the raise and lower times. Let's talk about the Mastiff as it goes into the care package. The Mastiff definitely looks like it's going to be a lot stronger. Now, I don't think it will be as overpowered as it was in the early seasons, but it definitely will be stronger. Cells and syringes spawn rates have been lowered by 18%, so it's going to be a little bit harder to grab cells and syringes. We move into a few more little buffs now. Rampart's had a buff. Rampart's Sheila's spin-up time has been decreased from 1.75 to 1.25, so I think Rampart's going to be a lot stronger if you're a Rampart main. Now, Valkyrie has had a bit of a nerf. She can no longer freely spin while launching during Skyward Dive. So when she's using her ultimate, she can't spin like crazy like you see some people do. Out of bounds. These are some quite interesting changes, but it does stop people abusing the out of bounds plays. So I think this is definitely a good one. A few little tweaks to World's Edge. They've made some adjustments to arena pricing. I won't go through all of them, but you'll find some price differences for arena mode. And then there's also been a full set of bug fixes. Again, I won't go through all of them, but I will put a link to these patch notes in the description below. Now, before I finish, there's something really interesting that they've hidden at the bottom of the patch note. Custom match is replacing the previous private match system. Now, it doesn't say if these custom matches are coming to the public or if they're still going to be private. My guess is from reading this is that it's still going to be private only, as in you will need a code from EA to be able to create custom matches. However, the good news is that with these custom matches and this change, I think this is a good sign that we will be getting public custom matches very soon. So for all of you wanting to do matches with your community, and I definitely know my community want to do custom matches, this is a great sign because it means we're not far off. If it's not this season, then surely it's got to be next season when they bring custom matches to the public, which is going to be awesome. Anyway, that's the full breakdown of the patch notes for Season 13. Hopefully that gives you a really good idea of what to expect. There's loads of great stuff coming, and I think it's going to be a good season, so hit that like and subscribe button. Come join the That community and keep a lookout for all my amazing Season 13 videos coming your way. For now though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.